Hello, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is what you don't see coming for the week of June 14th, 2026. It is a collective general reading. So as the messages come through today, take what fits, leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means it is meant for someone else to hear. And please check your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. And if you're not sure what those placements are, in the description box of this video is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. With all of that said, now let's begin. Tapping into the Cancer collective now, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What does Cancer not see coming for the week of June 14th, 2026? Let's get one more shuffle. Thank you. We have bankrupt. The bottom of the deck, we have threatening. Okay. Tell me why bankrupt is something that the Cancer collective does not see coming this week. Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Unexpected. One more shuffle. Thank you. In your energy for the week ahead, we have the Queen of Wands, we have the Eight of Swords, we have the Seven of Wands, and we have the Page of Pentacles. The situation, environment, or connection you're dealing with. Knight of Wands, Judgment, and the World card. Let's begin to clarify. Clarify that Queen of Wands, please, for the Cancer collective this week. Clarify the Queen of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. Queen of Wands is clarified by the Two of Wands, the Ace of Cups, and the King of Pentacles. Eight of Swords. Why is the Eight of Swords here? Four of Pentacles wanted to show itself. Tell me more about that Eight of Swords. One more shuffle. Thank you. We'll take that one too. Four of Cups and the Five of Swords. Seven of Wands. Why is the Seven of Wands here? One more shuffle. Someone doesn't like this. Seven of Wands, clarified by Temperance, Ten of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles. And tell me about the Page of Pentacles here. One more shuffle. Thank you. Page of Pentacles is clarified by King of Swords, King of Cups, and the Fool. Bottom of the deck, Six of Wands. Okay, I'm going to get into this person's energy because I feel like this is tied into this. I have a group of you. This is about to be a very specific reading. So if it's not yours, then it's not yours. Just check another placement. Don't force it to fit. And also remember, these readings are predictive in nature. I have a group of you here where you're in the energy of Queen of Wands to the Two of Wands to the Ace of Cups to the King of Pentacles. There's a opportunity here, whether that's in career and finance, love and romance, or something else here in your life. There's a decision here that you need to make about this opportunity, and you're deciding to move forward with it. Whether you're masculine or feminine, the King of Pentacles is the energy of someone who says, yes, I want to invest in blank. And you're telling me, I want to invest in this. I want to pour love or attention or time or talent, something like that, into this. I want to create this for myself or obtain this for myself. So I have a group of you here this week making a decision to move forward towards that Ace of Cups. And you seem to be very content with yourself in doing that. You're like, I'm taking the leap of faith, if you will. I'm going to take the first step towards creating that for myself. Temperance, Ten of Pentacles, and Nine of Pentacles. And you're like, this is what's best for me for the long run. I'm just speaking like you. I don't mean to put words in your mouth. It's just the energy that I'm feeling. I feel like this is best for my long-term growth, long-term potential, long-term dreams, plans, something like that. I'm beginning to take the first step towards that new chapter, if you will. There's someone here who feels like you're making a bad decision. They feel like you're bankrupt, or you're not knowledgeable enough, or you don't really know what you're doing, or you're doing it wrong. There's someone here, the threatening card at the bottom says intimidated, threatened, or bothered. And I'm getting the feeling here from someone who's a bit argumentative with you this week because you're making a decision and you're moving in this direction. Like Page of Pentacles, King of Swords, King of Cups, the Fool card. You're like, I'm feeling emotionally led in this direction. My mind is telling me to move in this direction. I want to pour my pentacle resources in this direction. Now, you're not quite fully in that direction. I say that because I'm missing a king. I'm missing the King of Wands. So I'm thinking of this logically. I'm using my intuition as well as my heart. And I want to invest my pentacle resources in this. And you have someone here who's very bothered by this, not happy, and argumentative this week. It's possible for some of you, this person might threaten you. Like, well, if you go ahead and do that, I can't be your friend anymore. Or I can't support this decision. There's something like that here. Someone here is at odds, and for a very small group of you, this person might be Knight of Wands, Judgment to the World card, to just be like, oh, if that's what you're going to do, we're done here. It's very irrational energy here. For most of you, this is just going to be a very argumentative or like verbally combative exchange between you and this person. But like I said, there's a small group of you here where Knight of Wands, Judgment to the World, it's like at the drop of a hat, they're like, I'm done. I'm out. You want to do that? I don't want anything to do with that. Tell me more about this person. They could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I have Scorpio, the 4 fixed signs. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Tell me more about this person. Then we'll see what the real issue is. Tell me more about this person. One more shuffle. Thank you. This person, 5 of Cups, not liking that you're moving in this direction. The Sun and the King of Wands. Remember I said you're showing up here as 3 kings. You're like 1 king shy here of an emperor. So for you to move in this direction, which I think you're saying something to like, I want to do this, or this would make me very happy. If you were to like fully implement this or do this, this person would be in the 5 of Cups. There's sadness here. This person doesn't want you to do this. There's also a feeling here of like they know better, or they think you're making a mistake, or they think you're rushing in, or you're being foolish. Heavy on the fire sign, fixed fire sign, like Leo energy. But only take that if it resonates. Leo, Leo, Leo. If the World card, Leo. If we're looking at like fixed placements. What is this person's issue? Why are they so bothered by this? Why are they so bothered by this? One more shuffle. Thank you. God, I hope my microphone's on. It is. Okay. Why are they so bothered by this? High Priestess, Ace of Wands, and the 2 of Cups. Bottom of the deck, 8 of Cups. They feel like you're leaving them behind. So let's say I'm speaking to a Cancerian and you're deciding, this is the week I'm going to start cleaning out my house because I'm putting it on the market. Okay? It's just an example. Doesn't mean you're all doing that. And you've been thinking about this for a while. You've been at that 2 of Wands for a while, and this is the week you're like, you know what? I'm going to take the first step. Remember, just taking the first step. I'm not listing the house this week. I'm just going to take the first step. Maybe you're ordering a dumpster. And you're like, this is the week we're going to clean out the house so I can list it. This would be someone, let's say it's your kids. Okay, it's a very immature energy here. It could be your kids saying, I don't want you to move. I don't want you to move far away from me. Or like if they're a minor child, they could be like, but I don't want to move. I don't want to leave my friends. I don't want to leave the school system. This could be your person saying, I really don't want us to move. So I just feel like you're taking a step forward. It could even be a parent for some of you, but regardless of their age, the behavior is immature and it's very selfish because there's this, if Cancer moves towards this new beginning, they're leaving me behind. That's where this is coming from. There you are, Cancer. Look at you. Moon to the Chariot. That's both you. So you're very much like, I want to do this. This is step 1. And this person feels like you're leaving them behind. Let's say you're a Cancerian and this is the week you're like, I'm going to take one small step to open up my own business one day. This could be your partner that is trying to tell you to not do that, because at the core of it, and I don't think this is what they're saying, if you get so involved in the business, you won't have a lot of time for them. So there's a feeling here, and it's hidden in the High Priestess, meaning they're keeping it to themselves, that if you were to move towards this new beginning, they would be left out in the cold, or you wouldn't have a lot of time for them, or you're moving far away from them. Let's get you some advice here. I want to get you advice for what it is that you're working on, because you seem stoked. I don't think I've ever used that word in over 2 years of doing readings on YouTube. I don't use that word in my regular, like it's not part of my regular vocabulary. So maybe someone watching uses that word, or maybe this person does. Stoked. So okay. You seem very stoked to do this. Let's get you 3 cards of advice about whatever it is here that you're working on or beginning to work on that you are so stoked about. 3 cards of advice here for Cancer. One more shuffle. Thank you. Your advice, judgment. It's a judgment call you're making. Judgment. Two of Wands, that future planning. The Page of Swords, bottom of the deck, Six of Pentacles. Yeah, I think you're going to start giving some pentacle resources to this, acquiring the knowledge. You're curious now. You're talking about this. You're excited about this. You're starting to make little plans about this. Again, and your advice here is to do that. If you feel like that's the best direction for you, and the best direction for your pentacle resources, again, whatever those are for you in respect to what it is here that you want to proceed forward with, then don't let this person talk you out of it. You know, maybe you've been a sous chef your whole life, and suddenly you're like, you know, I want to become an accountant. I think I'm going to take some night classes. Again, this is someone saying, oh, I think that's a terrible idea. You don't know what you're talking about. So it could be even like a change in career that you're considering. I just feel like you have someone here who is not supporting you. They're very combative this week, but at the heart of it, what they're not telling you is if you do this, you won't have time for them, or you're leaving them behind, or you're moving away from them. Something like that here is occurring. So I don't want to call it jealousy, maybe a little bit of, it's not even envy. It's just a very selfish energy here, that if you were to do this, it would be like you're leaving them behind in some way. That's how they're seeing it. 3 cards of advice on how to deal with this person this week. It looks like they are communicating to you their dislike for what you're doing. They're just not telling you what the core root is. Advice, how to deal with this person this week. One more shuffle. Thank you. This individual. 4 swords, the Tower, and the Ace of Wands. And move towards the new. Move towards the new, and you don't have to argue with them about this. King of Pentacles. This is what you're choosing to invest in. If this person wants to, 10 of Swords, end this relationship with you, then how close or trusted are they really? Because you have all your faculties here about you. You're showing up as an emperor, although in different stages, but that's good because you're being careful and you're being methodical. You started right off the bat with the King of Pentacles. So it's not an emotionally driven idea that you have or plan. It's like, I've given considerable thought to this. I'm going to spend my time working on this. I do think this person might threaten to stop talking to you or something like that, but just understand where it's coming from. It's coming from like probably an abandonment wound that they're not even aware that they have. So it's a bit of a trigger for them. But your advice is to stay silent. The 4 of Swords, no one's talking. Very passive energy. So when this shocking communication comes in, a little bit of an argument here with that Tower, just continue to focus on the new. You don't even need to discuss this with them. You can just say it's a decision I made. It's not open for discussion. Or you can choose to ignore them if that's what you want to do. But there's something here about like not engaging. Don't let them drain your energy from you, because your energy should be going towards this, because this seems to be something you're very passionate or excited about. I don't think you're bankrupt on this. I think you're dealing with someone who's emotionally bankrupt this week, because this is pressing on a wound that they need to heal. And it's not your responsibility to heal that for them. They have to go within and do the internal work to take care of that. That's what I have for you, Cancer. Again, super specific message. Only take it if it's yours. But that's what I have for you for the week ahead. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check out your other placements until I read for you again. Good luck with this. And as always, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace.